Blood poured beneath him, soaking into the cracked asphalt of the road. His fingers twitched once, then went still. Nwanne gave up the ghost. Life can change in an instant. One moment you are surrounded by love, and the next you are faced with unimaginable loss. Nwanne never thought that the call she received that morning would shatter her world forever. The phone rang, erupting the quiet classroom. Nwanne picked it up, her heart pounding. Her phone usually never rings at this time. The voice on the other end was cold, clinical. "Madam, there's been an accident. Your husband, he didn't make it. We need you to come identify the body." Her world stopped. The phone slipped from her hand, smashing to the floor. 7 children at home. A mountain of debt. Her life shattered in an instant. This is the story of Nwanne, a woman who fought against the tides of fate only to discover that life has a way of breaking even the strongest of hearts. Nwanne was in the middle of teaching her primary school class. The faint scent of chalk dust lingered in the air as she stood at the blackboard writing down the day's lesson for her primary school students. The class was noisy as usual, children chatting and giggling, but she barely noticed. The sharp ring of her phone pierced through the classroom. She frowned. She never received calls during school hour. Glancing at the screen, it was an unfamiliar number. Something in her guts twisted. With a hesitant breath, she answered. "Hello? Madam Nwanne." The voice from the other end, firm yet laced with urgency. "Your husband, Nwanne. He didn't make it. There has been an accident. We need you to come identify the body." The chalk slipped from her fingers onto the floor. Her world spun. The children's laughter faded into the background as the words echoed in her ears, "Your husband is dead." She dropped everything and rushed to the hospital, her mind racing. But how could this be? Just this morning, Nwanne had kissed her goodbye, promising to return home early. Now, he was gone. The accident was brutal. A drunk driver had deviated into his lane, crashing onto the car he was test running. Nwanne died on the spot. A healthy man, a father, a husband whom, like every other person, has come out that day in search of his daily bread, wiped off the surface earth. A hard-working and honest mechanic whom fate had just begun to smile upon. Just 2 weeks ago, he was able to purchase his first car ever and made full payments of 12 million, which he had in mind to resell and make profits. It was his first ever big break. Being a trusted and honest man, many of his clients whom brought cars for repair also requested his services when they wanted to sell or buy cars. He stands in as a middleman between the buyer or the seller, markets the car, negotiates with the buyer, remits the owner's profits to him, and then keeps his percentage. It was from this percentage that Nwanne saved up and was finally able to buy his first car. The next few days was blow. People came in and out, mourning and condolence, but their words felt distant. Her husband, her Nwanne, was gone. Gone forever, just like that. As if grief wasn't enough, trouble followed quickly. The owner of the car, which Nwanne had been test driving when the accident happened, refused to let go of his loss. Despite knowing that a drunk driver had crashed into Nwanne's vehicle, he still demanded full compensation for his car. The weight of his demands pressed on Nwanne's like a rock, suffocating her even in mourning. "My car is ruined," he said. "You must pay for it." Not minding that Nwanne had been innocent, a victim of a drunk driver's carelessness, the man was relentless. Nwanne, still grieving, had no choice but to find a way to pay and also bury her husband properly. But then she remembered. Just 2 weeks ago, before his death, Nwanne had bought a car to resell. Her only hope was the car Nwanne had recently purchased, a vehicle he bought with his savings, hoping to resell it for profit. It was her lifeline. His first ever big investment had become their only hope. Through her tears and exhaustion, she found a buyer and sold the car for a good price. She used 11 million to pay off the man harassing her. 1 million to give Nwanne a befitting burial. It was a small comfort, but it was all she could do, and with the little remaining, she made a decision that would prove wise. She paid their rent up front for 5 years. It was a wise choice, one that would shield them of homelessness in years to come.
If you enjoy captivating, suspenseful, and thoughtful-provoking stories, you are in the right place. Don't just watch, be part of the journey. Click the subscribe button, enable notification, and leave a comment to share your thoughts. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories to life. Stories have the ability to transport us and to connect us in ways we can't imagine. On this channel, we bring history to life, uncover deep mysteries, and tell emotional tales that keep you at the edge of your seat. So, journey with us. Thank you.
But life as a widow with 7 children was a battle. Her salary as a primary school teacher was barely enough. The cost of living in Nigeria had rose. Food prices doubled, yet teachers remain poorly paid. The government had turned a blind eye, and the burden crushed families like hers. Some nights, the children went to bed hungry. The walls of their home echoed with silent prayers and a stomach that groaned for food. Desperate, Nwanne searched for a way out. One day, she approached her school principal with an idea. "There is a piece of land behind the school," she said. "It is overgrown and unused. Let me farm there." The principal agreed in affirmation, nodding sympathetically. "That land has been wasting for years, Nwanne. If you can bring it back to life, please do." Nwanne, with her children by her side, cleared the land. She planted vegetables, okra, tomatoes, pepper, cucumber, and prayed for a good harvest. To her amazement, the land yielded bountifully. It was as if Nana's spirit was blessing her efforts. She knew she had found another hustle. With the government being adamant to increasing the civil servants' pay, and Nwanne now seeing how much profit she makes from farming, weighs her option and decides to quit teaching. She resigned, now giving her full concentration to the farm. She acquired more land on lease and continued cultivating. Now she was able to hire laborers to do the job and had enough to pay for their service. That year, again, the land rewarded her labor. Her first harvest flourished beyond expectation. Encouraged, she expanded, leasing another piece of land. Her crops paid for Junior's university tuition, and when her daughter Favor was due for her WAEC, she had the funds to support her. Their stomach no longer groaned for food at night, for there was enough food. Time passed. Junior, her first son, excelled at the University of Calabar. Studying chemical engineering, he took on side jobs like writing assignments, projects to earn extra cash to ease his mother's burden. Favor got admitted to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, to study microbiology. Nwanne, now a full-time farmer, no longer struggled to survive. The same soil that once witnessed her tears now flourished under her touch. Her wealth grew. She only wished Nana had been alive to witness it. And then came the day of their long-awaited breakthrough. Junior graduated with distinction. Through his professor's recommendation, he was offered an internship at one of the largest oil companies in Port Harcourt. To his astonishment, after his service year, He was among the 5 core members retained as full-time employees. His employment package was generous: an official house, a car loan, a wardrobe allowance. Overwhelmed with joy, he rushed home to Enugu to share the good news with his family. Nwanne's heart swelled with pride. They had won. The years of hardship had not been in vain. God had finally smiled on them. In the course of Junior's visit to Enugu, one evening he decided to visit an old friend, Chuchu, from secondary school. Chuchu had been a bright student but had strayed into a dangerous path while in the university. Joining a notorious cult at Esut unknown to Junior, Chuchu was being hunted by rival cult groups for his involvement in a recent killing involving one of their axemen, whose head was brutally chopped off in front of his pregnant wife. Chuchu was mentioned among those present in the operation, but it was not his own Chuchu. A total case of mistaken identity. The Chuchu involved had gone into hiding for over a month since the brutal killing. A mixed identity was about to end someone's life. As they laughed and reminisced about old times, Chuchu offered to drive Junior back home. They never made it. Halfway into the ride, the killers ambushed them. Mistaking Junior for an accomplice, they fired at close range. Blood stained the car. Junior and Chuchu died on the spot. An innocent life lost for a crime he never committed. When the news reached Nwanne, her heart couldn't bear the pain. The son she had fought so hard for, the one whom had just lifted them out of suffering, was gone. She collapsed and slumped to her death. She had taken her last breath. The woman who had fought so hard for her family was gone, leaving her children orphaned, their dreams shattered once again. Life is unpredictable. We make plans, we dream, we fight, but in the end, destiny holds the pen. Who could have known that Junior's journey back home would be his last? Or that Nwanne, after years of struggle, would not live to enjoy the fruits of her labor? Man proposes, but God disposes. We wake up each day believing we have control over our lives, but in the truth, we are at the mercy of fate. If only Junior had prayed before leaving the house, we would say. If only he had taken another route. If only. If only. But even in sorrow, hope remains. Though tragedy struck, Nwanne's other children live on. carrying the legacy of their mother's strength, the seed she planted both in them and in the soil will continue to grow. So to everyone listening, cherish your loved ones. Pray before you step out. Life is fragile and tomorrow is never promised. Rest in peace, Nwanne. Your fight was not in vain.
If you enjoy captivating, suspenseful, and thoughtful provoking stories, you are in the right place. Don't just watch, be part of the journey. Click the subscribe button, enable notification, and leave a comment to share your thoughts. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories to life. Stories have the ability to transport us and to connect us in ways we can't imagine. On this channel, we bring history to life, uncover deep mysteries, and tell emotional tales that keep you at the edge of your seat. So, journey with us. Thank you.